is to read the whole of the Holy Quran. And the more we get out of it, the more beneficial this fast will be. It's not just about going without food and drink, but it's about also getting back to our natural self, the fitra that we started off with, that which is natural. And so Allah says to us in the Quran, I didn't write this on the board, I thought I was later than everybody, and I realized I was almost on time with everybody because we had some difficulties. So, but I only wrote this on the board that we have, the 2 verses on the board we have, but this one I want to recite to you. It's the 2nd chapter, the 12th chapter and the 2nd verse. And this speaks, it's not the only place, but it speaks directly, speaks to the purpose for which Allah says He revealed the Quran. And it says it like this: Inna a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Inna anzalnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan la'allakum ta'qilun. We have revealed it, or surely we have revealed it, in Arabic Quran, that you might make the connections. Now, of course, they say that you might understand or that you might get wisdom, and that is that you get that through making the connections. But what is this connection? This connection has 2 aspects that I know about. Now, there may be more, but 2 that I know about. And that is, one is making the connection with what you already know. And that's where the real understanding comes in. When you connect some new information, the revelation is what? It's new information. And you can connect it to what your life experiences have already given you, and make that new information now beneficial to you because you knew it based on your own experiences. I was just sharing with the brother while we were sitting over there talking. We weren't gossiping. I know you saw us laughing, but we weren't gossiping. And we were talking about, that was Brother Nafis I was sharing this with. We were talking about a very, well, all of the Imams talk some important, but this one we was talking about the knowledge, the package. Every one of us having a package. Some of you may have heard that CD is recently released again. Brother Imam Mohammed II has re-released it, and it came out originally on a cassette tape. But anyway, he's talking about your package. He said everybody has a package, and he said, I have a little boy here with me today, and he has. And he said Allah had a package for him before I was born. Not talking about well, I think he was talking about Shaq then.
Yeah, Muhammad.
Yeah, right. About Muhammad, Shaq and Muhammad. But anyway, he said he said his package was for him before I was born. It meaning that Allah already has it set up for us before our parents and before our grandparents are born. You have a package. You have a package. Well, it's right there in the Quran, and this is what Brother Nafis and I were sharing. It's right there in the Quran. I believe it's the 2nd chapter, and I think 148th verse, somewhere right wherever that particular rukun, that particular section starts, where it says, to each is a goal. That's your package. To each is a goal which Allah has set for you. So strive as in a race. Now go as in a race. Go as in a race towards all that is good. That's going after, and so hopefully going after your purpose. Each of us have a purpose. And while we all have potential, everybody's purpose is not the same. So we should all be about trying to find out what is my purpose, so that I can make my contribution by way of knowledge. That the knowledge is going to be the tools that you use in order to do your. Listen to that particular CD. If anybody remembers the number of that CD, tell us right now so we can let everybody. Anybody remember what the number of it is? I know it's one of the historic ones. Anyway, they have it out front. What is it?
Probably 158.
Not 158. The reason I know it's not 158 because I don't have 158 yet myself. So I know I got to get it, but it's 140 something.
Do you have a date or do you have a year or the date or?
Not in it's in my top, but not at the top. But it's one that we all should read where he says everyone has a package. That's the connection that he made to the ayah where Allah says to each is a goal, to which Allah has assigned for you. So go as in a race toward all that is good. But you have to have your tools. And where's the best place to get your tools? From the Holy Quran. From the Holy Quran. So we want to just talk about these one letter is what we want to talk about today in particular. We may mention some other things, but it's one letter, and then of course if we put a vowel sign on that letter, then we're able to say that letter's name. First, you know, the consonants just give us a position, and that letter gives us this position, no sound. And then if we add to it, then it becomes fat. Well, not only is that the name of the letter, but it's also a word that is used as a prefix to other words. And it is translated to mean then. T-H-E-N. All right, that's what it's translated to mean. Then. So for us, then just means then. But Quranically speaking, there are two thens. That's this then, and then there's another then, and this other then looks like this. Thumma. And they don't mean the same thing. So in English, then just means then. But when we're reading the Quran, we need to know which then are we talking about, all right? So that we can get more out of it. So this is the then we want to talk about today. I'll tell you what this one is, but it's just for informational purposes so you can distinguish it. This then is coming from this word, thamma, which looks very much like it, except that the first vowel is different. Thamma. So instead of thumma, thamma. And thamma means yonder. If we got anybody in here that's been down south, you know what yonder. So where's so-and-so? He's over yonder. Over yonder. I mean, yonder is a pronoun designating proximity, meaning that it's telling you that something is not close to. If it's here, if it's not here, then it's over yonder. All right. So there's space in between. All right. So there can be space in between this thumma, meaning that here's one incident, and then something else happened, but not immediately, but something else happened sometime after the first one. This means right now. And you will never find this on a word at the beginning of a chapter or at the beginning of a rukun, which is called a section. You'll never find it. Will be at the end or near the end of a section, you know, where the argument has already been given to you. This so and so and so and so, then. Or it will be, at least it will be other ayats that preceded it, before you'll see this fat come as a prefix to another word. So we have two ayats on the board here. This one here says, this first one says, Fazkuruni azkurkum washkuruli what? Oh, this is not a part of the ayat. Let's see if we can get this out of the way. I don't want to erase it. We'll make sure we know it's not intended to be a part, so that's all by itself, all right? Okay, now, it says, Fazkuruni azkurkum washkuruli wala takfurun. Before we talk about what each one of these words, some people I have heard saying this, and I don't know whether it's in any translation or not, but it makes a big difference. They'll say, Fazkuruni wazkuru, put to the way in there, wazkurukum. There's no where in here. It would change the whole meaning of it, just because if you translate this word says, then remember me, I'll remember you. If you had and in there, and some people would do it just in talking, remember me, and Allah says, remember me, and I'll remember you. Then that's making Allah's commitment to us conditional. If you don't remember me, then I am. Allah's going to remember. Now, He may not treat you. He's not going to treat you the same if you don't remember Him. But He's still going to remember you. How's He going to remember you? As one who rejected faith. All right. He'll remember you, but how is He going to remember you? Is He going to remember you as one who remembered Him, or as one who? So there's no way. That's the point I want to make there. So Fazkuru is coming from the word Azara. I'm sorry, coming from the word Zahara. And Zakara means to remember. All right. We do what? We make zikr. That's the point when we make zikr. That's remembering Him. I make zikr. It's coming from that same word, zakara. All right. So Fazkuruni is saying then. So it's important that you read those ayahs before, and that's where my whole conversation started. There are four ayahs preceding this one. That's in that rukun, in that section. I think that section is Ooh, I said I was going to remember. What did it say? I should have read it down. I think that was section, and I sure didn't write it down, but I think that was section 16. Oh, I got a Quran right here. I don't have to guess on it.
So for that Y to be put in there as a distortion.
If you put I put where in there, yes sir, that's a distortion and changes the meaning. Seriously changes the meaning. Seriously changes me, because now it's kind of like a male and a female who, I'll love you if you love me. You know, I'll remember you if you remember me. No, Allah's going to remember you anyway. He don't forget. Why? Because nothing is outside of his knowledge. He knows everything. So how's he going to not remember you? All right. So, but the where is definitely not in there, and we should not put it in our translation or in our conversation.
But the Y definitely is not in the Quran.
It definitely is not in the way I have it up here. It's definitely not in that particular ayat. It's not in the Quran, which and that's not the section that I said, because I see 17 already. So that it's hold on just one second. I'm in the right surah. Okay, it's section 18. Section 18. Surah 2. Surah 2. And the section starts at ayat 148. I'll just read the English to you so you can see why this is very important here. Because he's already given you some information, so that that then means, now that you got this information, then remember me. All right, so here's the English side of it. To each is a goal to which Allah turns him. Then strive together as in a race towards all that is good. Wheresoever you are, Allah will bring you together, for Allah has power over all things. From wheresoever you start forth, turn your face in the direction of the sacred mosque. Then indeed the truth, that is indeed the truth from your Lord, and Allah is not unmindful of what you do. So turn wheresoever you are, and I'm changing this whensoever to wheresoever you are. No, so from wheresoever you are, you start forth, turn your face in the direction of the sacred mosque. And wheresoever you are, turn your face in that direction. That's what thither means, in that direction. All right, thither there. That's a word that's not in our vocabulary, thither. All right. That there be no ground of dispute against you among the people, except those of them that are bent on wickedness. So fear them not, but fear me, and that I may complete my favors on you, and you may consent to be guided. All right, he puts that in parentheses because even though the word is not there for the consent, but he wants you to know that it's important that you have to want to be guided. If you don't want it, you're not going to get it.
That's right.
A similar favor you already received, in that we have sent among you a messenger of your own, rehearsing to you our signs, purifying you and instructing you in scripture and wisdom, and in new knowledge. That's knowledge that you didn't know before. That's really what it says. It doesn't say new knowledge. It really says that which you did not know. All right. And then this verse that we have up here says, now you heard that? So then what does it say? Then remember me. You shouldn't say, well, I got to think about it. No, you got this information that you should immediately remember. Allah has power over everything, and he has favored me with this, and I have to take this and do this with it because Allah has given it to me. If you don't do it, then you're covering up. And he tells you, don't takfurun, don't cover up the faith. That's what it says, wala takfurun. Kafarat does not mean Christian. Some people say, all Christians are kafirs. No, the only people who are kafirs are those who know the religion and then cover it up. You know, you got to cover, because kafir comes from the word kafarat, which means to cover, to hide. If you're not hiding the religion, you don't know it. You can't be a kafir. You can be either a disbeliever or a misbeliever. And that's two different types. A disbeliever just does not believe. A misbeliever believes in something that's just the wrong thing. All right. They're the darling. They have gone astray. All right. So That's the connection we want to show you there. And then we want to show you another very popular word, because we're about halfway through our time. Another very popular ayat that starts the same way. That's this ayat down here. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. And this is not a part of this. Let me draw a line in between, because this last part down here. That was also I wrote this down here to demonstrate what fa means. And this is a familiar phrase that we know even in English. But this is in Arabic. It says yawman fa yawman. Yawman fa yawman. That's show you what the fa is. Yawman fa yawman. Day after day. Now, is there any time between one day and the next? When one day is over, the other one is immediately there. That's the fact. And that's a very popular phrase. And even in you say, what do we say? I'm making it day by day. You say, I'm making it day, and then I'm going to take off a week, and then I'll make it again tomorrow. No. Each day comes right behind the other one, all right? So that. I wrote that down. I came up here reminded. I was sitting there, and I could write that up there and show the connection. That the fad means immediately after, not sometime later on. Because you don't start the next day. You don't even start it 20 minutes later. You don't start it 1 minute later. When one ends, the next one is already there. All right, so that's the fact. Okay, so now, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 words. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. It appears in that ayat 31 times. I mean, in that surah, 31 times. 31 times, I believe. I counted it. I did count it this morning. I hope I didn't miscount. I think it's 31 times that is in there. All right. But before it's there for the first time, there are 12 ayahs that came before it. 12. And those 12 ayahs before give convincing proof that you should not try to deny any of the blessings of Allah. They said favors. And the word Allah is for favors. All right. But that's not the ordinary word that we know for favors. In Arabic, the ordinary word for favors is ni'mah. Ni'mah. Come from na'imah. Na'imah. And matter of fact, we have it in the Al-Fatiha. They say, says, how does it go? Where it says, I'm telling you, just let me just look at it so I can get it. It's in that particular word that I'm talking about. Is in the Al-Fatiha. So we're saying it all the time. But we say something over and over again. Sometimes you have to look at it to remember exactly where it is. All right. So it says, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب. No, that's not the one. No. إياك نعبد. That's wrong. Yeah. So when we ask him to guide us. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Now, إياك نعبد, that's the other part I want. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. Excuse me, I'm not saying that. I'm not reading what I want. I've got my finger pointing one place and saying something else. I want to say, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. That's the ayah. I got my finger on that and I'm saying the ayah before. All right. Okay. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Guide us on the straight path. صراط الذين أنعمت. The ni'mah. You made it easy for them. Na'im, if someone named Na'im, it means that Allah has blessed them. Some say it means to be rich, but then when you're rich, then things are easy for you. That's what. But the implication of that word is that Allah has made it easy. So we're asking Allah to guide us on the path of those that He has made it easy for them. All right. So that's an'amta, and because we've been speaking what we call Ebonics, we mistake that an'amta and say an'amta. What you gonna do? I'm gonna do so and so and so. That's not, it's ayn. You got to go in the throat. Ayn-ta. You, the ta is you. You, ni'mah. You made it easy for and ayn-ta. I looked up and saw a beautiful young lady out there. I said, who is that young lady? I'm gonna say like it, and that's my wife. I'm so sure when I get through this talk, I'm going to go over there and talk to her. That's what alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. All right. So this word for favor here is alad. That's how I got on an ainta. Alad. And so this has to do with something that is of the first. Yeah, first. Because it's coming from the word awalad, which means to be first. Okay. All right. So alad is referring to that which he gave us at first. Which is what? What we just said earlier, to each is a gold. That's our package. He gave that to us first. So we don't. This ayat is telling you, don't try to make a lie out of. Rabbikum is plural. I mean, that's your Lord. Rabbi should be Rabbikum. I made a mistake. Rabbikum. I got Rabbikum. Who was talking to me and made me do that? Somebody made me do that.
It's my fault. It's my fault. I didn't correct you.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's your part of it. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Because this whole ayat is dealing with the duality. All right. So Rabbi Kumar. Rabbi Kumar. Is that right? That's right now, right? Rabbi Kumar. Rabbi Kumar. Two Kaziban. And the Tukaziban is coming from the word kazaba, which means to make something, say it's a lie. You make something a lie. So then don't make a lie out of that which Allah gave you first. What did he give you first? Your package. You see what I'm saying? He gave you so you're just going to sit back and say, well, I'm a Muslim, assalamu alaikum, and all of that. And don't do nothing. No, we have to get up and do something. And you say, well, what am I going to do? Search, first of all. And search yourself by reading the Quran and see what is it that what you will find when you do it with the sincerity. You're gonna find that which is speaking to you. As I said to the participants this morning in our our telephonic conferencing discussion. When you read the Quran, you're gonna find that which speaks to you. I know that a part of my package was that of employing the language skills that Allah had blessed me with. Now, what am I going to do? Sit back and boast about what I know this or you don't know this? No, I have to share it so that you can use it also. I am not trying to sit up to be anybody's source of Quranic knowledge. All I want to share with you is the technique that Allah blessed me to use so you can use that technique and then make the connections based on your life experiences that will make it more meaningful to you. No way in the world would I be such a fool as yes, I'm sitting on the throne of knowledge here, just call me anytime and I will disperse some knowledge to you. No. I may look like a fool, but I'm definitely not a fool like that. No. All I want to do is share, and I want to share this with you because we are making, many of us, I won't say all, many of us are making a big mistake in that we can recite what Imam Mohammed said, but we don't make any effort to see where he got it from. And so we're reciting it correctly, but it's not as meaningful for us as it would be if we could see where he got that from. And everything he gave us, he got it from the Quran.
That's right.
And if we will search hard enough, we're going to begin to get that. And as you do that kind of searching, guess what? You're going to find that which is speaking to you also.
Yes, sir.
Speaking specifically to you. And what did the Prophet say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He said the most useful the best of you is the one who is most useful to the community. I don't know whether I quoted it correctly, but I got the concept right. In other words, if you live in a life and you ain't doing nothing to benefit nobody, not even yourself, you just sit back, laying back in the cut. You waiting for one day to pass. No, we should be so busy. We should be so busy. That's right. Until we hardly have time to do the things that other people might expect us to do. Praise be to Allah. I'm 77 years old by Allah's mercy and blessings.
Allahu Akbar.
If Allah blessed me to be here until July 5th, I'll be 78. And this morning, before I came here, I was out working. And when this is over today, I'm going back out and work. And while Friday the Jumu'ah, I don't miss any Jumu'ah, but every Jumu'ah I make me over $100. This past one I made $169 before and after Jumu'ah. I get up Friday morning, ain't no hesitation. I got to go and get that shower right away because I know I'm going to be out there. I'm not going to have time to get back. So I don't say, well, I'll go out there a while. Matter of fact, today I had the date. I was at 11 o'clock. I was downtown Chicago because I was just going to do a little fishing right around the drive. I'm sitting on the driveway, and one came up off the drive. Oh, I'll hit that. Straight downtown. It took me all the way from Markham straight downtown. $25 ride. So I wound up having to go. But then I just hit destination and come on back. I got one ride that brought me back, you know. I picked up another one on the way down there, so I wound up doing 3 rides. All I'm saying is, if you get busy, you won't feel so bad.
That's right.
But if you're not doing anything, you become, I know.
That's the worst thing.
You become lethargic. And the less you do, the less you want to do. And the more you do, the more you want to do, and the more you realize that you can do, and the more grateful you are because you didn't know you had all that in you.
Yes, sir.
You know? I got 3 minutes. I thought I was going to run out of time. Fat. Okay. So we were really just talking about one word here primarily, fat. But in that I counted off 4 words. And Yusuf Ali took 11 words to try to tell you what it said in the translation. All right? Showing you what? That Arabic is a concentrate. You know, some of us buy detergents and we buy concentrate. We want to concentrate so that way we can make it the strength that we want. Well, the Quran is concentrated Arabic. It's concentrated. In other words, and by the time you make connections with your life experiences, then it's going to come out with the potency that you desire. Some of us will read it and it'll be kind of weak, but we have something to work with. And some will fire you up so you want to jump out your seat and get on up and do what you got to do. That's the way this message is. And it's designed to speak to all of us and to address our individual package. To each is a goal. Each one of us got something that Allah intends for us to do. He didn't say, now he could have said some of you have a goal. No, it says kul. Let me just read you the Arabic word. I know it's kulli. I just don't remember what the prefix was before it. Where did I say that was the 118th Jews? I mean, not Jews, 118th Rukn. I just want to give you the Arabic word to let you know nobody left out of that. He could have said, okay, here it is. No, I went too far. Right in here. Somewhere in between these pages want to stick together. Here it is right here. Okay. Still too far. 19. Well, at least I didn't read the wrong thing. Walikulli. And the li is you. It's for. Kulli is all. And for all. That's literally what's in where and li. All, for all, for kulli, for all. And the li is for, and the kulli means all. You've heard the Imam use that term. We made honorable all the children of Adam. All the children of Adam. Kulli means all, not some. And so he says here, wali, and for. Not the one word wali, there's 2 words, wa and then li, shortly. Wali is another word we don't want to get involved in right now. We got wali sitting over there, but we ain't gonna bother him right now. All right. Okay. This is 2 prefixes. Wa meaning and li meaning shortly, meaning for. Countdown. Okay, for. So it says for all. Kulli, for all, is a goal. We all got something to do. That's the point I wanted to make in closing. That we all have something to do, and Ramadan is a good time for us to get on the track. And it is never too late. Never too late. We thank Allah for His mercy. We thank Him for blessing us, and we beg that He give us good on this side and good on the other side. It was good in this life and good in the afterlife. All right. And we thank you, and we say, Rabbana atina ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Assalamu alaikum. Look at me. I still got 10 seconds left on me.